Hello and welcome to this pre-event discussion about the Digital Transformation EXPO. I am joined by a fantastic panel of guests from Imago Media. Guys, if you could all introduce yourselves and if you could also tell me what your favourite game console and game is, that would be fantastic.
Sure, thanks very much for having us. My name's James and I'm the Managing Director of Imago Media, and my favourite console is the N64.
Oh, mine too. Good choice.
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm the Portfolio Director for DTX, and I don't have a favourite games console. I'm a PC guy.
Oh, okay.
PC gamer.
What's your favourite PC game?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, good
niche.
choice. Yeah. Very welcome.
My name's Rory Kidd and I'm the Commercial Director from Imago Media. My favourite console would be the original NES, and I'm a fan of Duck Hunt, surprisingly.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that one, but it does sound like fun.
I'm Harry and I'm the Content Director at Imago. I'm also going to go PC like Brad did, but a bit old school on Windows 3.1. Got good memories of Minesweeper and Pac-Man.
Wow, Pac-Man is a really good choice. I'm quite a fan of that game as well. Really, I'm just a big nerd. I love all the games that you guys
You're in
have
good
just
company.
said. Fantastic. So let's get down to it. Thank you for joining us on Disruptive Studios. What is Digital Transformation EXPO?
What we believe and what we're seeing is that businesses are finding it harder and harder to keep up with the pace of change in technology, and we want to help them with that. So we designed DTX to make sure that IT leaders and business leaders can keep up to date with what technology is available to really drive incredible business performance and help them that way.
So what is the purpose of the event?
Well, the purpose of it is really to connect the technology ecosystem. So we've got a lot of businesses from all different sizes and sectors who want to understand how they can implement technology, whether that is network infrastructure and cloud technologies through to cybersecurity, or more recently people are really interested in data analytics and artificial intelligence. So we want to help them to learn about all those technologies, but also to experience it.
What are the technologies that you cover and how has that changed over time?
Well, it's been going for about 14 years. I think it's probably the longest running broad enterprise IT event in the UK. And when it started, as the name would suggest, well, it was called IP Expo, so as the name would suggest, it was looking at the data network. And things have obviously changed quite a lot since then. It then moved through to virtualization, which was all the rage. And now it's up into, we've got cybersecurity is obviously enormous. Data analytics is a big move for us. Cloud, blockchain, Internet of Things, all of the kind of disruptive technologies. What's kind of exciting about it is it changes over time. So any year you look at IP Expo or DTX, you can see what's going on in the IT landscape, because it sort of mirrors exactly what people are interested in at that time.
So how are people buying technology today?
We've been looking at quite a bit of research, kind of going back a step with that question. We've spent a lot of time talking to the market, so we go out and we don't just kind of look at and think up and look at new hot technologies. We actually spend a lot of time asking top technology providers, and we talk to banks, we talk to law firms, manufacturers and other people within the enterprise sector about what's important to them. And I think it kind of ties into what Brad said. The three kind of core things that keep coming back to us are around cybersecurity, around digital transformation and networks and IP, but also around AI and analytics. So I think one of the big things that's come back to us quite a lot recently, specifically on the AI space, and we're seeing that a lot of people are saying to us, wow, AI is great, we're really excited about this, what can it do? And there's a whole conversation around actually, some people are seeing AI as a silver bullet, and actually they should be thinking about it as a tool and what problems it could solve and how it can enhance your business. So there's a lot of those types of conversations going on, and we'll be pulling in some big speakers to talk about that, whether that's on AI, whether that's on cybersecurity. We just confirmed Sir John Sawyers, the former head of MI6 today, so he'll be addressing some of those topics as well.
What are the biggest challenges that technology businesses are facing?
It's people. I think that as ever, the technology's there, the tools are available, and you can do some pretty amazing things. But unfortunately, getting a group of people to change their working habits and think differently about the business is the biggest challenge, and it's always going to be the biggest challenge.
I think people are seeing it in lots of different ways as well. I think that we've lost count of the amount of times that our business or previous businesses that we work for have tried a technology implementation and actually it's fallen on its face, normally because a lot of people at the moment, for example, who want to buy AI solutions haven't got their data set in place at the moment. So sometimes your business is not ready to switch on a new technology. So it's all about educating you know, sort of the team so they've got the right sort of infrastructure in place, whether that is the sort of the business infrastructure, whether it's the people, to actually onboard the new technology. I think that's always been something
It's a cultural shift as well, because that's where DevOps comes into the play. The show covers lots of different isolated technology areas, but digital transformation is about the integration of those technologies. And DevOps, for instance, is a cultural shift. Bringing the developers and the operations together, and that's something we cover at the event. And going back to Brad's point, it's about the people, and that's a shift. It's not a technology as such, but it is paramount that it's covered within large enterprise-sized businesses.
So what specifically is it that you're showcasing?
So from a technology perspective, it's ensuring that we, I suppose, represent all the technologies that are used within enterprise-sized businesses. So what we're trying to showcase is a reflection of what's needed to deliver digital transformation. So that is, as Brad pointed out earlier, it's a broad stroke across cybersecurity, looking at AI. RPA is a new area of technology that we're covering. DevOps, cloud, unified communications, networks and infrastructure. And ultimately, if you're considering the networks, then how do you secure those networks? With all the data that's being pumped out by businesses now, actually, the insights that data analytics is giving you is massively important. And it's I think James has pointed out, the IT director needs to consider how these mesh together.
Yeah, what's interesting actually is the kind of difference that our event offers. We're probably one of the only events that covers all of those different technologies. You get a lot of events looking at data analytics or events looking at just cybersecurity. But I think the kind of philosophy we work to is that everything is connected. So if you've only got one event you want to go and see this year, our event's probably the best one because it literally covers every technology, which is quite rare.
It's actually what's quite interesting is event organisers is that we do quite a lot of analysis about who's coming through the show and what types of people, and what we find is we get a lot of project teams coming through.
That's right,
don't you?
yeah.
So, and that comes back to the changing buyer ecosystem. Before you might have had one or two people from a company, but now you get the IT team, the heads of business, you get the C-level teams, because they've got projects that span lots of different technology areas. They want to know what's over the horizon and what they need to buy now.
And but if you think about what's driving it as well, it's interesting time, because there's the competitive advantage, right? If you can digitally transform and improve your business, you can be the next Uber, or you can be the next Airbnb. So there's the advantages it gives you, but then there's also the fear. If you don't transform, someone else is going to be the next Uber or the next Airbnb. So it's a really interesting dichotomy of having fear and opportunity in the same sort of thought process.
So what would you say was the key factor of digital transformation success?
If you ask the board, I'd imagine it's probably opportunity, but they would say to each other, but deep down I'd say it was probably the fear driving them, because if you don't manage to stay relevant and give your customers what they want, you're going to have a very tough time in the future.
But there was that McKinsey report, wasn't there? So 30% of digital transformation programs fail. So if you think about all the money that's being invested into this as well, all the challenges that you come up against, if businesses don't get this right, this is a big threat to them.
I would say, though, that is the problem. It isn't a program. It's a process. It's ongoing. It doesn't. We've done it now. We have digitally transformed. Exactly.
It's a different way of thinking.
Exactly, and that's a mindset thing. So that again comes down to people. You need to continually develop and change.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That is actually all we have time for today. But thank you so much for joining us here at Disruptive Studios.
Thank you.
That is all from us for now. Thank you and goodbye.